Hey everybody, it's Taylor with Boydston Grove, and today we're going to make the Plinko game. It gets more exciting than that, I promise.
I don't believe you.
Let's get into it. Plinko is a really popular game that was commonly known as a pub game, but over the years has become more and more popular as a family game. There are many variations and plans available online for this game, but I decided to model mine after Steve Ramsey's on Woodworking for Mere Mortals. He offers his plans for free on his website. I'll make sure to leave a link to those in the description below. I'm starting out with a piece of 1/2-inch plywood and some 1/4-inch plywood. I cut the 1/2-inch plywood down for the main back and the 1/4-inch plywood into strips for the trim pieces. I used some spray adhesive to attach the templates to my 1/4-inch strips and cut them out on the scroll saw. This 1/4-inch plywood was just chipping up and falling apart, so I scratched that and recut the pieces using some scraps of maple I had. With the game board template in place, I used an awl and mallet to mark all the spots for the nails. I also marked the curve of the top of the game board and cut it out with the jigsaw. With all the pieces cut and sanded, I used Titebond Quick and Thick to glue on the two side trim pieces. Titebond Quick and Thick is great because it's pretty tacky, so it helps hold small pieces in place and it also dries clear. I used some small blocks as spacers to glue on the dividers. I cut my blocks to 1 1/4-inch squares, and they ended up being just a hair too big and made the spaces just a teeny bit too big, but I just let it ride. While those pieces were drying, I cut the 3 pieces for the tiered base from some 3/4-inch pine. The top tier will stay square, but I put a chamfer on the 2 bottom tiers. I used glue and brad nails to attach the first tier of the base to the bottom of the game board. Lastly, I recut those smaller curved pieces from some thicker wood and attached them on either side of the game board. I used brad nails on the other 2 base pieces just to hold them together so I could flip over the base and permanently attach the 2 pieces together using some finish screws. I also used finish screws to attach this assembly to the bottom of the game. I set to work hammering in all the small tack nails using a piece of 1/4-inch wood to make sure that I was setting the nails to the correct height. Once that fun step was finally done, I cut a piece of 1/8-inch plexiglass to fit the front of the game and pre-drilled holes for the screws that will hold it in place. Plexiglass cuts really easily on a regular table saw as long as you don't move too fast. I taped off the trim and dividers and applied some black spray paint to the game board area. I used paint pens to add some numbers for points and then decorated the top end of the game board. Afterward, I sanded the paint off the nail heads so they would be more visible, and I applied a few coats of spray-on lacquer. You can use coins or anything that will fit for playing pieces, but I decided to cut some thin pieces of a dowel and paint them different colors. Good pizza.
Yep.
Yeah. Plinko you for it.
Let's do it.
Let's go. Yes! I am the winner!
35, 60. So I got 5 more.
Alright, our Plinko game is finished, and I think it turned out pretty great. I really like the black background, but after I added the lettering and the numbers, I thought that it would have been really cool if I decided to do a full mural in the background before adding the nails. Maybe next time. One thing that I noticed that I can easily change is that the nails that I used have little heads on them, and the discs that I made actually get wedged behind those heads on occasion, not every time. So basically I just need to unscrew this front panel right here, remove the nails, and replace them with headless or finished nails. Other than that, I'm pretty happy with how it came out. Let me know in the comments below if you have any suggestions on how we could kick this up a notch. Thank you very much for watching. Be safe and have a great day.